In the heart of the bustling metropolis of New Atlanta, GENETECH Industries stood as a beacon of scientific achievement. With state-of-the-art laboratories and top-tier scientists, the biotech company was on the brink of a groundbreaking discovery that promised to change the world. The revival of dinosaurs, creatures long extinct, was no longer just a fantasy. Through a meticulous process of extracting and cloning ancient DNA, GENETECH was ready to unveil their most ambitious project yet. Project Rebirth. Dr. Eleanor Blake, a renowned geneticist and the lead scientist of Project Rebirth, stood before a crowd of journalists and scientists in the company's expansive auditorium. Behind her, a massive screen displayed the image of a Tyrannosaurus Rex in all its glory. "Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand on the precipice of history," Dr. Blake announced, her voice brimming with pride. "After years of research and countless trials, we have successfully brought dinosaurs back to life. I present to you the rebirth of the prehistoric era." As the curtain lifted, the audience gasped in awe. There, enclosed in a reinforced glass habitat, stood a juvenile velociraptor. It blinked its amber eyes at the spectators, curiosity and intelligence gleaming within. The news of living dinosaurs spread like wildfire. GENETECH stock prices soared, and the company became a household name overnight. The initial excitement was palpable. People marveled at the possibility of seeing real dinosaurs in their lifetimes. However, not everyone shared this enthusiasm. Dr. Samuel Reed, a paleontologist who had long been skeptical of GENETECH's ambitions, watched the developments with a growing sense of unease. "Nature has a way of balancing itself," he mused to his colleague, Dr. Laura Winters. "Bringing back creatures that existed millions of years ago disrupts that balance. This can't end well." As weeks turned into months, GENETECH's dinosaurs grew rapidly. The company expanded its habitats, showcasing different species, from the towering Brachiosaurus to the fierce Triceratops. But the larger the dinosaurs grew, the harder they became to contain. One evening, a violent storm swept through New Atlanta. Lightning struck GENETECH's main facility, causing a power outage. In the chaos, several dinosaurs managed to escape their enclosures. The city was ill-prepared for such an event, and panic ensued as people encountered dinosaurs roaming the streets. The escaped dinosaurs wreaked havoc on New Atlanta. Cars were overturned, buildings damaged, and people fled in terror. The city's emergency services were quickly overwhelmed. Among the chaos, Dr. Blake and her team worked tirelessly to regain control. "We need to tranquilize them and bring them back," Dr. Blake ordered, her face pale but determined. "We can't let this escalate any further." Meanwhile, Dr. Reed and Dr. Winters saw this as their opportunity to intervene. "We warned them about the risks," Dr. Reed said, grabbing his field equipment. "Now it's up to us to mitigate the damage." Dr. Reed and Dr. Winters coordinated with local authorities to track and capture the escaped dinosaurs. Using drones equipped with tranquilizers, they managed to subdue several smaller species. But the larger, more aggressive dinosaurs proved to be a formidable challenge. In the heart of the city, a massive Tyrannosaurus Rex roared, its powerful jaws snapping at anything that moved. Dr. Reed's team set up a trap, using a high-pitched frequency to lure the beast into a contained area. "Now!" Dr. Reed shouted. His team fired tranquilizers, but the TRex thrashed wildly, resisting the sedatives. It was a tense few minutes before the giant finally succumbed, collapsing with a ground-shaking thud. With the immediate danger averted, New Atlanta began to rebuild. The escaped dinosaurs were securely relocated to a remote island facility designed specifically for their needs. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the incident left a lasting scar. GENETECH faced severe backlash and legal repercussions. Public opinion turned against them, and Dr. Blake resigned in disgrace. "We were blinded by our ambitions," she admitted in a public statement. "We failed to foresee the consequences of our actions." Dr. Reed and Dr. Winters became advocates for responsible scientific practices. They established a foundation dedicated to studying and preserving the new dinosaur population in a controlled environment, ensuring that such a disaster would never happen again. Years later, the island where the dinosaurs were relocated became a world-renowned research and conservation center. Scientists from around the globe visited to study these magnificent creatures in their new habitat. Dr. Reed and Dr. Winters stood on a cliff overlooking the island, watching a herd of Stegosaurus graze peacefully below. "We've learned a great deal from this experience," Dr. Reed said. "It's a reminder of the delicate balance we must maintain between human advancement and nature." Dr. Winters nodded. "And a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility. The world of dinosaurs is one we should respect, not control." As the sun set over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the prehistoric landscape, the two scientists reflected on their journey. They had witnessed the rebirth of an ancient era, and in doing so, had ensured that the lessons of the past would guide the future.